Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room for Friday, May the 3rd. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Quick sound check, please. Excellent. All right. Let us look to see what's happening today. So this one, again, intrigues me. This Z-Lab. The reason it intrigues me is that this is a little bit like MGTA yesterday. They did a financing, $7.8 million or 7.8 million share financing at $25.50. So this is almost $2 above the financing price. A little bit like what happened with MGTA yesterday. They did their financing at $13.25, I believe, and it actually got up to $14.60. Typically, when you do a financing, usually the price falls below that financing as the news gets digested by disgruntled current shareholders as their positions get diluted. But anyway, Z-Lab definitely looks good. However, I would be maybe watching for a fade, getting somewhat back to that financing price. RHE. Pop up, only 1.5 million shares in the float. They, I think they said they sold four of their nursing homes for $28.5 million. So that's the reason this one is up. Weight Watchers. They had earnings. We don't have the fact that they have earnings, but they have earnings and looking good. Remember now, this is the symbol change from WTW to WW last week. Is it really? Or do they just regurgitate it? Oh, I see. You're right. You're absolutely right. It is from the April 30th. No, it must be a delayed reaction. You know what stock I'm amazed at? I mean, I'm not trading this at all. Melly. I remember when this one was $100. I'm sure I do. In fact, I went to the monthly time frame. Look at this. This is I remember when we used to talk about this stock back in 2016. Seems like years ago now, 3 years ago. But look at this, is a 5 times from amazing. Here's RHE now over 5. Okay, CTSH gapping down on earnings. Coming into, what's that area right there, 59.87. So still a little bit of ways from there. That is some support on the weekly chart. Gap down on earnings. Stericycle, another gap down on earnings through the 200-day moving average, 51.94. Lots of room underneath. Yeah, you know what? My timing was the negative of impeccable yesterday for BYND. I took a break. Oh, you have to look at it on a 5-minute chart. Anyway, I remember when it opened up, I was just on, I think I was on my break. I think it was around, I can't remember what time it was. It was sitting at 46 for about 5 minutes, and then it took the pop, and then right there, I had another break. That's where I probably would have taken some, but anyway. RBZ. It's gapping up a little bit here. I know their news yesterday was that they demonstrated compliance with NASDAQ listing. So this could be getting going. We're getting started again. RBZ, again, super low float. X-ray. There's a nice gap up for X-ray on earnings. You can see, look at the big breakaway gap on the daily chart. has some room. Let's see, on the weekly chart, still has some room, $58 up into this area. Again, when I say that, I don't mean, I have no idea if it's going to get there. I'm just pointing it out. Not, no chart resistance anyway. Shake Shack, man, I haven't seen this one for a long time. Remember when this IPO'd? Boy, this is, that'll be an all-time high, I guess. I guess I'm wrong. 28.75. Okay. Now there we go. Right, that's right. These crazy days back here when almost hit 100. But it is an earnings play. Doing well. Released earnings after hours yesterday. That's the mauve area. I want to keep an eye on this one. This TWI, cheap one. It's an earnings play. Look at the gap underneath on the daily chart. Probably maybe some resistance around 530-ish. On a weekly chart, we're looking at 430. And I'm just getting to Zixi now. Zixi is another earnings play. Big way on the weekly chart and the daily chart. There's another IPO from yesterday, SY. Like a little bit of good volume, actually. Good continuation from yesterday. IPO from yesterday. TMDX, not quite as much volume, but looks like it's trying to continue from yesterday. Yeah, wow, look at RHE continuing to move here. BRKR, nice breakaway on the weekly for another earnings play. Not very much volume yet. Released earnings after hours yesterday. Might want to keep an eye on this one. See, this one is a little bit active right now. Remember last week, got all the way up to 950 ARKI. Super low float. There was some activity. ZIXI is surging here, $10 now. Market is robust to start. Big, looks like a nice big gap so far on the SPY. All right, let me see what sort of upgrades and downgrades we have this morning. Yeah, the jobs data for sure. The upgrades this morning, actually. Just a few more. All right, there are some of the upgrades. I get the downgrades in now. Wow, got a lot of upgrades, a lot of downgrades this morning too. And get some of them in here. The JHG has a couple of downgrades, one from Goldman. JHG. Get that up on a chart, see what's happening with it. Sorry about this. I forgot to put the caps lock on. Jeez. Okay. No, nothing is stopping this RHE right now. As you say, it's old news, but for whatever reason, today's the day. Newell, the NWL is ringing also. It's another earnings play, NWL. Boy, this CTSH has got a ton of downgrades this morning, ton of them. It is an earnings play. Let me count them. I see 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see 7 downgrades for CTSH, guys. It is an earnings play. The analysts are piling all onto this one. Well, you still want to, Amy, I mean, in the pre-market, I mean, obviously it's a little more risky. However, you know, the lines between the pre-market and normal market hours, they're getting blurred now. I mean, there are a lot of stocks that trade in the pre-market with decent volume, you know, so at that point, it's looking for patterns, the same thing. Well, that's, Kim, I mean, it's obviously a general consensus that a financing will depress the stock price for a while anyway. But if you try to figure out, the only thing I see, it was oversubscribed, so maybe shareholders are looking, okay, they're looking at it saying, okay, they're raising the money for all the right reasons, so okay, we don't mind. So NWL was triggering. It's an earnings play. It's a big float. I haven't seen that for a while, though. What did I say? 6 or 7 downgrades for this one. There's the 59.87 or so on the weekly chart. It's not that far away. All right, looking at, and here's another, I sort of shy away from this, but it's $1.5 billion in the float, but Fiat Chrysler, FCAU is an earnings play also. The weekly chart actually still has some room. The weekly chart, 1648. Obviously trades on another exchange. The UK, so that's why you see a daily chart that looks like this. Yeah, at least you can say with Zixi, there's a bit of a reason for its moving. I mean, it is an earnings play, so we have a couple of IPOs today, I believe. We have YJ, and we have TRVI. I'm sorry, that is not correct. We have SCPL. TRVI is next week. But we have a couple of, I mean, we have three, but I don't know, I'm going to discount this one, RRBI. So I have a couple of IPOs today, SCPL and YJ. Some big banks behind YJ, Morgan Stanley, Credit Suisse, JP Morgan, CICC. And that, well, I shouldn't say obviously, but just by the name, this is another, you know what? This could be another interesting one. Just like we're getting some of these IPOs out of China that are, well, this is e-commerce, an e-commerce IPO. We had SY, and of course we had Tiger last week, or a couple of weeks ago, TIGR. So definitely going to keep an eye on this YJ today when it opens. How many shares? 11 million shares. Looks like they've, it's going to be interesting. 11 million shares, looks like $11 or so. The SCPL, 22 million shares, looks like around 16. All right. We'll have to see what happens once it opens. Well, there's no definitive. You were here yesterday, Alex, right? I mean, typically around 10:30 IPOs come out, but there's no hard and fast rule. Yeah, it's a bio, but I'm interested in the YJ. I really am. I mean, the last two, and maybe there's three, I don't know, but certainly the last two China IPOs have done very well. The Tiger, of course, was a star. We'll see if the SY becomes a star. All right, let me see if there's anything else sneaking in. Ari, I do see this one, EVLV. Not terribly interested. It's a big float, for a $57 stock, 57-cent stock, have 63 million in the float. It's a lot. Right for a reverse split. Speaking of which, I'm going to keep an eye on Blinn. Again, they did their reverse split yesterday. I think 1 for 50. 1 for 50. I'm going to stick an alert right here. High of the pre-market for, what is that high right there? 2368 for Weight Watchers. And Newell continues its surge here on earnings. All right. Well, there's the big pullback for that Zed Lab. High at 27.41, all the way down to 26. So almost a dollar. So it is starting to drift. 25.50. Remember, 25.50 is the financing price. This can be an interesting one to trade sometimes. FND, it is another earnings play. Bad spread right now, but I keep an eye on the CTH. I mean, I don't like taking these ones right off the bat, but with 6 or 7 downgrades on earnings, wow. Big float, $500 million in the float. All right, I'm going to get rid of these two and bring in my gappers. Remember, guys, if you're new to the room today, we're having this test drive that starts on Monday. For $8.99, you'll have access to our full package, the premium service for 5 trading days. If you sign up today, you'll actually start be able to use the program about an hour after the market closes today. You'll be able to scan over the weekend. Market's closed, of course, but a lot of us do a lot of work on the weekend to see what sort of things are setting up for the following week. Your data will start coming in live at 7 o'clock Monday morning, Eastern Time. Oh, CTH. What is the spread like? Actually, spread is not bad. 29.43. Pre-market. It's not horrible. Yep. If you sign up, but yep, you still do. Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, you sign up at the close of the market. You'll still get 5 full trading days. Majority of people, of course, are in for the Monday to Friday. Yeah, Lenny, welcome back. All right, everybody, market's going to open in less than 1 minute. Let's have a great end to this trading week. It's been another exciting week. Every week is exciting, but you seem to have a lot of the low floaters that just went crazy. Yeah, look, yeah, Beyond Meat is beyond the realm. Oh, CTSH. Yeah, if I were aggressive, I'd be taking it now, but I, just stubbornly refuse to take things. Some of these sort of ones in the first 15, but this may pass me by. All right, guys, we're now open. Okay, look at Form here. Form is a earnings play from yesterday. Yeah, look at Beyond Meat. My goodness. There's the high in the pre-market, 76. Just a brief high. Okay, X-ray, another earnings play. So kind of strong in the pre-market, or now the market's open, kind of holding its own. Oh man, that went too quickly. Loco, El Pollo Loco is an earnings play. Look at this. What a gap down. Look at some of the IPOs, JMIA, starting to give it up again. It looked like earlier this week it was going to challenge the all-time high, but it sold off. FLS is an earnings play, had really no action in the pre-market. Look at it now. Volume is starting to pick up. Yeah, you should be, no, you can use Chrome. Lenny, go to the Chrome settings, your browser settings, okay? Click on settings, scroll down to the bottom, click on advanced, and then scroll down again. Where you see hardware accelerator, disable it. You have to disable your hardware accelerator, and then reload Chrome, and that should clear everything up. Yeah, see U.S. Steel, a little bit of a pop on earnings, X. Oh my goodness. Look at it, Yeti here. Yeti had a couple of downgrades, I think, also.